Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Brian, and today is Thursday, November 21st, 2024, and welcome to episode 810 of the Lots Project Morning Show, where the coffee is strong, the opinions are stronger, and everything's always filter-free. I'm Brian, your host, and today I'm enjoying the end of the medium light Guatemala from foodforestfarms.com. Not the end of all the medium light Guatemala from Food Forest Farms, just the one bag that I have here at the moment, and it's fantastic using the good old French press. I've been testing out a bunch of other coffee equipment. You got to look forward to the video reviews of those. But anyway, you can get 10% off awesome coffee over at foodforestfarms.com with discount code LOTS10. While you're there, check out the C4 Club and the annual C4 Club discount this time of year. I got this little thing here. I need Corey to trim my shit up here. Anyway, C4 Club membership yearly discount this time of year. Brian rolls out an awesome deal. You buy 2 pounds a month for the year, and you get a fantastic discount. Can't beat the price, and you lock it in for the year. Give it as a gift. Give it to yourself. Check it out today. Tell them Brian sent you. From the Lots Project, check it out. C4 Club at foodforestfarms.com. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about Bitcoin, a little bit about a cold snap, some full totes out at Delinquent's Gully, and whatever else comes up. Let's hang out over into the live chat, see who's hanging out, and we'll get rolling for the day. Good morning. Sorry I was late. I was reading a little article. That was it was enthralling, let's say, about Bitcoin and technical analysis of Bitcoin, and I got lost a little bit. I'm here now. The article was very, very, very bullish on Bitcoin for sure. So I was enjoying reading that. Good morning, John Palmer. Good morning and good day to you, sir. Canadian Farm said, thanks for stopping in. And Hunter from Twitch. Hey, Twitch guy. What's going on, Twitchy? And Pip. Thursday. Something coffee Thursday. Pip, I'm loving the decorations. You're getting into the holiday spirit at work, and I definitely appreciate that. Thanks for posting that up in the Telegram group. Man. I've been enjoying this coffee experiment with all the new brewing methods and messing around with them, figuring out my Canadian Farmstead says now moon. Basically, maybe. Like everything, it depends, I guess. That's not my go-to phrase, I guess, but yeah, it depends. The article was basically saying if it peaks 100,000, or when it peaks 100,000, whether that's relatively soon or if we have a pullback before and then it's later on, 100,000 Bitcoin is a huge mental barrier for people. The quote from the article was, normies can't wrap their head around 100K Bitcoin, and it'll cause more FOMO buying than we've seen in any bull market whatsoever, which will exponentially pile on top of itself as it happens, because the price will exponentially go up and the FOMO will absolutely be out of control. And then we all know what happens. If you've been around for any amount of time, I mean, really recently, this is the start of the next bull run, if it holds true in the cycles of Bitcoin. And then we have a huge pullback. So it's always interesting. It's always interesting to watch. Scream at people when the price is low and they want nothing to do with it, but as soon as it hits all-time highs every day for a week straight, they want to know how to buy it. So that's why I put Bitcoin on the list today. You can share this episode with all your friends that poo-pooed you at 10,000 and poo-pooed you at 18,000 and poo-pooed you at 24,000. Oh, can we go all the way up to 100? So now moon. When moon? No moon. We're sitting at 98,255. Last night it wasn't at bedtime. It was a little before, but I was chuckling because I came in and I looked at my ticker tape here on the Bitcoin, and it was red, and I was like, oh, must be a pullback. Good morning, Real Wilder Life. Drive safe, and have a fantastic day. It was red, and I was like, oh, must be a little pullback. We finally peaked up. Of snow. I got some of that to talk about today too. And it was red, and so I look over, and the price was at like 97.4, and I'm like, oh man, big dip down to 97. So it's always nice when the 24-hour red green up down is down at 97,000. Real Life. Snow. It's gonna be a white Thanksgiving for sure. Anyway, let's get that out of the way first. We'll talk about this cold snap. The full Real Life wondered how high did it get. Oh, we've been up over 98 for a while. Right now the one day is up 4% at 98,255. We might be on a little bump up to 100 today. They said there's in that article I was reading, and I'm not a technical analysis guy for sure. I'm not a trader. I barely understand charts. I know what candles are and all that stuff. I know enough to know that I could lose a lot of money if I tried to be a day trader or something. But reading the articles, I mean, it informs you. And it sounds like there might be a little resistance at 100, but people are starting to dump into the exchanges in anticipation of the over 100, with over 100,000 asks are building up on the exchanges. So, which makes sense. It's getting close. So. Canadian Farmstead said, technically I'm an analyst. Thank you. Oh, so anyway, let's talk about the cold snap. We got a cold snap coming in here. Corey is shivering back there. She's got the wood stove going. She's got her little space heater. She had the 2 dogs. It was a 2-dog night last night. 2 dogs. She had the one with no fur and the one with all the fur cuddled up with her and keeping her warm. It got all the way down to 39 overnight. It's going to get colder. It looks like we got about 3 to 4 days of decent cold. And it's funny. I'm like, oh man, overnight lows are going to get down around freezing. Better go check on all the water systems and this and that. And I'm like, man, it's early. It's early to be cold. It's early to be this cold. And Corey says, yeah, I was looking at my parents' temperature. Overnight lows is 16 and highs below freezing. And I'm like, I'll take this cold. Too, for sure. Over that Minnesota stuff. Pip says almost cold enough to wear pants. Pip in his short pants. little Pip in his short pants running around. You know it's cold in Florida when Pip doesn't have his short pants on. So anyway, We got cold snap coming in. I don't think we have any snow, but I have this article that popped up when I was looking at weather as of an hour ago. Let me refresh, make sure it's still current. As of an hour ago, headline. We talked about sensational weather headlines yesterday with the bomb cyclones and all that shit, which sounded pretty crazy. It sounded like scrambling up there in the Pacific Northwest in Seattle. It lost power for quite a while, and they had million plus customers out. I mean, it's significant. Don't get me wrong. That's a significant storm. I saw some video of it. It looked pretty shitty. It looked just like Florida and hurricane, but yeah, the verbiage is quite astounding. Article says winter weather warning for 15 states is 20 inches of snow to hit. I don't know, I read that and I say 20 inches of snow over 15 states. That's a big fucking snowstorm. We're gonna have 20 inches of snow dump over 15 states. That's not really what it means. I think we all know that. Maybe we all know that. Maybe there are some people that read that and go, "Oh my God, there's 15 states that are going to get 20 inches of snow." Winter storm warnings and weather advisories are in place across 15 states with heavy snowfall and wind expected. Be careful, Rachel, driving. The warnings and advisories are in place across California, Maryland, Washington, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Idaho, Virginia, Alaska, Oregon, Wisconsin, South Carolina, Tennessee, Montana, Kentucky, and New York. Michigan is not on the list. Are you lampooning me? Are you sure you're getting snow? It must be from a different storm than this one's about. The National Weather Service has warned that travel in these areas may be extremely hazardous or impossible in parts. Oh, thank God Michigan isn't on the list, Rachel. You're driving currently. In a social media post, the National Weather Service said that the storm system would bring snow and wind to parts of the U.S. This storm system will bring snow and wind, because most don't, to parts of the U.S. from November 21st through the 23rd. That's today, the 21st through the 23rd. And the quote, a powerful storm system is forecasted to develop east of the Rockies early next week, moving from the Central Plains northward to the Great Lakes. In its wake, it is likely to expand cold temperatures into south central U.S., bringing high winds to much of the eastern United States and increase the potential for lake effect snowfall in the Great Lakes November 21st to 23rd. It went on to say that West Virginia is going to get just an ass load of fucking snow. If you're in, where are the counties here? There were counties listed. If you're in Northwest Pocahontas, Southeast Randolph, or Southeast Webster counties, pack it in. You're getting dumped on. Good luck. Good luck. Up to 20 inches of snow. That's where the 20 inches is going to drop. And 45 mile per hour winds. So good luck with that. Have fun. Enjoy cleaning it up. Rewilder Life says, I got my snow tires on. I got my new shoes on. The lady Michigan is Lake Michigan's too warm for accumulation this close to her. Got it. Is that voice to text? Because I'll read what it actually says. Got my snow tires on. The lady Michigan is too warm for accumulation this close to her. Hot lady Michigan. Yeah, so it's cold here. I'm rolling the dice on this one that the freezing night, the night that it's supposed to go below freezing. I think the low was 29 for like a half an hour. From my weather app, I can see that's usually pretty accurate. I'm gonna roll them. We got the masses of water that I have to worry about. I'll probably unhook our shower. I'll drain the water out of the outside shower, and I don't even know if I'll unhook the hose. Probably not. Not with that low of a, or that high of a temp. So it's not horrible here for sure. Corey and I were talking the other day how much easier it is to compensate for the cold here. How much easier it is to winterize things, how much easier it is to keep water liquid when you're only fighting a couple degrees for a couple hours, or 10-15 degrees for a couple days, is way different than battling that doesn't get above freezing. That was the worst part of I think that was the worst part of dealing with the farm stuff in Minnesota, is the just god awful extension of it doesn't come above zero. There's no chance for anything to start to thaw out. There's no chance for anything to start to flow again, to melt. And then when it does, all at once, it's accumulated and accumulated and accumulated, and then it just flips the switch. It seems like it would in the winter, going into winter, you would have, depending on the year, you'd have like a slow roll into it where you had lots of nights dipping down below freezing, and then it would come up above freezing during the day, and then all of a sudden it would just drop, and you'd see highs in the 20s, and then you'd see highs in the teens, and then you'd see highs in the single digits, and then it would just waver there, and sometimes even drop down to where you had highs in the negative Fahrenheit, those were the fun days. When the temperature didn't get above 0 degrees Fahrenheit for the high, those are the fun days. People talk about, oh, it didn't even come above freezing yesterday. I'd be like, oh, rough one. Rough one. But now I've acclimated. To the south. One winter in Texas, and I'm chilly when it's 60. But way easier to engineer things. Say on a farm, homestead, and anything really. Way easier to engineer things that don't like the cold when you don't have to deal with it all the time. So excited to mess around with that. That was always the roadblock to aquaculture for me in Minnesota. We did as much as we could inside, but you're really limited to what you can do with humidity in the house, and then with the extreme cold outside, and you have all that humidity in the house, and in the summer the humidity and mold, and it's not ideal by any means. So being able to set up systems outside and have measures in place to be able to winterize them for the few days or few weeks a year that has to happen, or come up with ways to battle through that. So yeah, enjoy the cold, enjoy the snow. I hope we don't get any snow here this year. After last year and the worst winter in the area in a decade or some shit, 2 decades, and it had happened to be when we were here. So weird. I stopped out at the property yesterday and did a little checking, checked on the water system, the spring water system. It's still trickling. I haven't had a chance to pull that bucket out or do any work with it. The last video, if you saw the TikTok video about it kind of getting plugged up with silt, and oh no, hold on one second, folks. I need to fill my zapper over here. Over on Nostr, I gotta fill my. Wait, where did you go? There you are. if you didn't see the TikTok video or you didn't hear on Monday, we had a, sorry guys, did it just stop? Oh, there it is. We had a little failure with the spring-fed water system that we set up at Delinquent's Gully. So what we did, we sunk a bucket into the seep, into the little runoff from a potential spring or seep. We haven't really found the source completely yet, but we have to assume it's a seep or a spring since it ran through the huge drought we had this summer. And so it was working well. We buried a 5-gallon bucket, and then we ran, and there was a drop off. We ran a pipe. We were filling a 55-gallon bucket. It was running, had screens and rock filter and whatnot. What happened was we had some pretty significant rain. I don't want to say it was like downpour, deluge. Where is did that go away now? Had some downpours, and then last weekend when we went out to check on things and stay out there for the weekend, I went down and it wasn't flowing anymore. And just some quick troubleshooting, and I had an issue a couple weeks earlier where it had slowed down. I'm feeling that, and I still am after seeing it again yesterday, that both the whole system kind of, I think, got pushed up by water flow. Water got underneath it, air got trapped in it. I'm not sure if it floated, it got pushed up, or what the mechanism that raised it was. But I feel like our collection basin got pushed up, and so that the pitch of our pipe is not quite going down, because it's still flowing a little bit, and when I push the pipe down, it flows more. And I hold it down long enough to realize, or to drain the pipe, because I'm sure it's got water accumulating in the pipe if it's sitting almost flat, and when I push it down, it drains that pipe out more. But I have another problem in that with the heavy rains, it brought just boatloads of silt down through that washout. And I think it filled my filter bucket with silt. And it clogged a lot of the holes we drilled to let the water through. And one of the things I'm noticing in that is that the water level in the bucket is below the water level in the seep area that it's buried in. So it's not above the rim. The outside water isn't above the rim, it's below the rim. But if you go into the bucket, the water is below. So the water inside is here, and the water outside is above it, which doesn't make sense unless there's a restriction there in my brain. It might be perfectly normal. But I don't feel that was the way that it was when I was looking at it. The inlet is coming in slower than the outlet is draining. So I think I'm all gummed up. So I'm trying to decide what the course of action is going to be, how I want to handle it, and how I want to, do I want to work on burying the catch basin more? Do I want to adjust the pipe height? Do I want to, what I want to do to alleviate silt buildup with heavy rains? So I got a few problems I'm working out through my head, and just down there hanging out for 10 minutes yesterday and contemplating things. I have some ideas. Nothing too solid yet. Corey and I, with the cold overnights and things like that, and not wanting to have to worry about the trailer freezing up a little bit, have decided that we're not going to go out to the property this weekend. We're going to have another date day tomorrow after the show's done. We're going to do our laundry and grocery shopping and all that together, spend the day together, it was always nice to have company. I've really tempered my grocery shopping expectations and things like that. I'm getting better. What do you say? Am I getting better about having company? I'm getting a little better. From the boss. The boss said I'm getting a little better. I'm improving, and as long as we're improving, you can't be mad, right? As long as somebody's improving, you can't beat them down too much. I'm gonna try to be even better tomorrow. That 1% better every day. So we're gonna do that, but we're gonna be making day trips out because I want to get this little garden shed that Mistmo sent out to me. Second metal shed, this one 3x5. Want to get that built and get some content of that and get it up. So we'll be making day trips out, and maybe we'll end up working on some of the other systems. But while I was there, we bumped up. I went up to our place and was checking out our tote. We got significant rain. What's today? Today's Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. It kind of rained just all day. I told you guys yesterday that it wasn't on the radar. It was just like pouring rain, nothing on the radar. It was unexpected and not really that forecast for that much. And our tote's to the rim, guys. It is literally to the nuts, to the top. It was likely overflowing as it was raining, and so I need to get a move on the collection pond and get that done. So that's a step there. I did end up to the builders and working on that yesterday. I scoped out a little path that we might be able to get some small equipment up the hill, maybe a skid steer, four-wheeler, something like that, to aid with getting some of the heavier materials up to the top, like 18-foot 6x6s, 16-foot 6x6s are pretty significant pieces of lumber, and just making plans. So Corey's working on a floor plan, again, a different one. We adjusted things a little bit, and I have to get in contact with the builder, get a final quote on the material for what I'm going to end up getting from them, and decide how it's going to get out to the property, where we're going to put it, and how we're going to get it up to the site. So a couple more trees still to drop down. Nothing crazy. Yeah, things should roll along here as we get into December, and that's pretty much the main focus. So that is that. So that's cold weather. Cold weather coming, and full totes. You guys want to talk about Bitcoin? 98,109. All right, guys, let's wrap it up for today. No, so Bitcoin. It's rising in value significantly. I think the article mentioned 30% gains in has it been weeks? I think we can still quantify the time period in weeks. We are seeing the beginning of the bull run, and what it's going to look like, not really sure this time. Statistically, it's supposed to be the same percentage wise. Obviously, as percentages, as base values go up, percentages get bigger. 5% of 100 is more than 5% of 50. So if the analytics stay the same, but now we're getting into a point where more and more eyeballs are on it, and I think that intensifies things and changes things. Last night I had an interesting, and the reason we're going to talk about Bitcoin here a little bit is, had an interesting comment on one of the show. It was the show from yesterday on YouTube. I posted it in the group, and let me see if I can find it real quick. And I have to believe now, Christine Williams, if you're out there, hey, Rousing Thunderclap, how's it going? Over on Twitch. Cheap viewers on streambo.com. Remove the space. Oh, Christine Williams, if you're listening, I'm sorry I removed your comment, but and I'm sorry I don't really believe you're an honest person, a real person. But Christine Williams commented on the show and said, "Great content as always." That was my first clue. That was my first clue that that Christine might not be real. But anyway, a bit off topic, but I wanted to ask. I have a SafePay wallet with USDT, and I have a seed phrase, and then proceeds to type the seed phrase. Could you explain how to move them to Binance? First of all, if you're new to this, your seed phrase is your password. Let's do a word association. Private key, password. Seed phrase, password. Would you post your login and password on YouTube? I honestly hope that this was a phishing or a scammer or something. If it's not, your wallet's empty, by the way. I did not sweep your wallet, but you put your seed phrase on the internet, and someone did. I know Hunter checked. I know Hunter checked and the balance was zero. Good morning, Mike Homestead. Did I move it for her? No, I didn't. That's not me. That's not mine. I left it alone. I tried to remove the comment relatively fast. A, because if it's a scammer, it's a scammer. B, if it's a real if it's a real person, I was trying to protect them, but it was likely too late. Hunter says it's basically, yeah, seed phrase is basically like, here's my, here's my credit card number, date, and security code, debit card, PIN number. Here's my debit card. Because Bitcoin, you can't really take more than you're allotted, like credit card. No OIAs. So I removed the comment, and Hunter checked. Of course he did. I mean, you never know. But Christine, if you're out there, I'm sorry your USDT is vaporized and in somebody else's wallet. If you're actually a listener, don't post your seed phrase online. Now, with a lot of folks about to want to get in, Hunter says I didn't take it. I didn't say you took it. I said you checked and it's gone. Checked. With the 100,000 about to pop, whether it does today, tomorrow, next month, or in February or whenever. He's just putting it out there. Gotcha. I mean, if you did, you did. Like, good on you. Good on you. There's people that drop QR codes all over the place with random Bitcoin wallets in them. I wish I'd find one. I scan that shit. I scan the shit out of that shit. But Well, a lot of new folks getting in. I thought I'd come on and hopefully this gets into their ears and into somebody's ears. When you're setting up your wallet on your phone, say you're getting started, you buy some Bitcoin, you buy it on an exchange, you buy it in an app, my apps that I would recommend. And I was going through that, and I'm not sure anymore. I've been here long enough, and I have accounts in so many different places that I can purchase Bitcoin, whether that be Cash App or Strike or Fold or I guess I still technically have a Coinbase account, I think. But there's also other peer-to-peer places and things that as you become more comfortable with what's going on, you can find and explore those for yourself. I just recently saw I just recently came across and started looking into. I had heard the name before, but I actually started looking into it when Pip asked about purchasing Bitcoin. Pip asked for a friend about purchasing Bitcoin with a credit card with no bank account. Now, everything. Excuse me, I got this itch in my nose. It's unbelievable. Everything that I'm doing is you're going to need a bank account. But when Pip asked, I went to Nostr and I started poking around, and it looks like, where is it? It looks like Azteco. hold on. I can't tell if it's azte.co, azte.co. I think it's all probably pronounced together as one company. But basically, I was digging into that yesterday, and it's a very interesting concept. And it appears Blueberry over in the Telegram group also mentioned that you can buy Azteco gift cards on Fold. Now you can buy Bitcoin in Fold too. So what Azteco does is basically you buy a voucher or a gift card and exchange it for Bitcoin. It's an interesting concept, and I'm not sure exactly. I'm not sure exactly if it bypasses KYC. I'm not sure. I'm thinking that there would be a way to make that pure and clean and not attached to you, if that's your thing. That's not my decision to make, or I'm not advising that. This is nothing said in this show is ever financial advice. I'm just a dumb asshole in a trailer. My thought is that you could probably you could go to Dollar General. Wow. You could go to the Dollar General and buy a Visa gift card. You could go to one of the sites that sells Azteco gift cards or Bitcoin vouchers. Purchase one of those with one of your Visa gift cards that you bought with cash at a Dollar General. Wear a mask for sure, or a disguise of some sort, and then take your voucher and set up a wallet on a burner phone that's not attached to you, that you picked up at Walmart or a wall or someplace with cash. I think you could probably get away with buying some Bitcoin without it being attached to you, but seems like a lot of work to me. Hunter says above phone, below phone. Above phone. That was the one I was trying to think of the other day, was the above phone. The above phone. Hunter says, remember when burner phones were like $60? Yeah. I remember when they were actually not traceable. So that's one thing, this new Azteco. But anyway, people are going to be asking you about Bitcoin soon. If they know you know about it. I mean, if you listen to this for any length of time, we talk about it all the time. I got the fucking price here over my shoulder. They're going to start asking. Like Pip says too, some will probably be angry that they didn't listen to you. Well, they didn't listen to you when the price was significantly lower. It's something that happens every time the price jumps, every time you hit all-time highs, every time you hit significant benchmarks in price like 100,000, and the news lights up. As Bitcoin's making news, it makes the news. As Bitcoin's moving and improving, it makes the news. And when it makes the news, people get excited about it and they want to fucking buy it. We all know that that's the exact opposite of what they should have been doing, but it is what it is. Help them out and understand that there was a time that you didn't know what Bitcoin was, that you didn't know how to purchase it. It was a lot harder when I started, and it was a lot harder than that before when other people started. It's gotten significantly easier. There's several ways to buy Bitcoin. One company that I'm watching that is getting very, very, they're positioning themselves in the Bitcoin space, and really, I think they're in it for the long haul. I think they're doing things slow and correctly. They've had some hiccups along the way, but it's Fold. I think Fold is really, really taking care of business when it comes to Bitcoin. Now you can buy Bitcoin in Fold. You can send Bitcoin to Fold. You can purchase your groceries with your Bitcoin balance. Now, I don't suggest you do that, but if you want to do that, you can buy gift cards with your Bitcoin balance. You can buy Bitcoin and send it out. You can also buy gift cards with fiat and earn Bitcoin back. You can buy your groceries with fiat and earn Bitcoin back. You can do roundups. Hunter says roundups. Roundups are nice, where you can set, when you spend $5.62, you can round that 38 cents to the next whole dollar or multiples of that, and it accumulates. And when you hit thresholds that you set, it makes an automatic Bitcoin buy. I'm pretty sure they have auto scheduling buying Bitcoin. And now you can send gift cards. So if you are buying your Christmas presents and you're buying gift cards, I mentioned this the other day, you can send those to somebody, and you've earned Bitcoin rewards on buying your Christmas presents and sending them to people. So that's cool. I'm going to post my my link for signing up for Fold in the comments, and it's in the video description and the audio description. If you are interested, I would appreciate it if you're going to sign up. If you sign up through my link, and I get a little kickback. You get Bitcoin when you sign up. I get a little bit when you do certain things, and then I earn a tip in the bucket when you swipe your card, which is cool. So I have been using Fold for going over 2 years now, and I love it. I use it as much as I can. There was a period where it didn't make sense for me to use it, and so I didn't. And so I'm I haven't progressed as far as I had hoped with my rewards standings, but I said the other day I'm pushing up on 3 million sats as rewards for just using a card to do my shopping. So it's pretty significant. It's pretty significant. So that's one suggestion. I would suggest if somebody comes to you and says, "Hey, what's the easy button on buying Bitcoin?" Now, I don't know the onboarding process through Coinbase anymore, how hard it is to link your bank account. I'm guessing it goes through Plaid like it used to. Everybody seems to use Plaid. And by the way, if you're signing up for any of these things and it asks you to log into your bank account and it's asking you to use a service called Plaid to log into your bank account, it's safe, in my opinion, as long as it's actually Plaid. I mean, do your due diligence, look at the web address, and if it's like some weird nonsense and not Plaid, not certified, not locked in, might be kind of sketch. But I know for a fact that Fold was using Plaid. Coinbase at points was using Plaid. So when you go to connect your bank account, it says log into your bank account with this, and it determines what access they can have to your bank account. So they're going to need some access to be intermediary there, where you're sending funds from your bank account to your Fold card, and that's one way to fund it. By the way, one way to fund your Fold card is linking it to a bank account. You put cash in, you put fiat dollars in, and then you use it just like a debit card. It's got a PIN. You can turn it on and off and freeze it and whatnot, and it's just like your normal credit card in your wallet. You can also use it online. You have all the information right in the app. I basically, let's see, I swipe my card every once in a while, but more often than not, I'm buying gift cards in the app with my balance and using them at stores. And basically, you pull up the barcode and you scan it just like an item you're checking out with, and there's a PIN number, and you can use those gift card balances. It's easy. The list of places you can get gift cards for on Fold is growing all the time. I heavily use it for groceries at Kroger, online shopping at Amazon, hardware and building supplies at Lowe's and or Home Depot. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. Hunter says it's kind of annoying at restaurants. Using any debit card is annoying at restaurants. You should be paying cash at restaurants. At least the tip. So there's that. So that's Fold. Another way you can fund it is you can use it for direct deposit. The gift cards. What restaurants are on there? Are there a bunch of restaurants on the Fold? I don't think I've ever bought gift cards for restaurants. I allocate certain funds to the Fold card and use it for that. Chili's, Outback, and Taco Bell. Okay, I don't eat at any of those, so that would. There you go. You can do a direct deposit to Fold. You can do part of your direct deposit to Fold. You can have your whole direct deposit sent to Fold. Red Robin. I used to like Red Robin. That was a decent restaurant. So I suggest Fold. I suggest Fold for a beginner for sure. Another service that I recommend would be Strike. I've had mixed results with people that I've sent to Strike. Some have had good luck with it. Some have had horrible luck with it, and others can't even get logged into it. I had zero problem signing up for Strike, getting it authorized, and I don't know if that was because. Sorry, guys, I'm getting a link here. I don't know if that was because it was early on, if it just happened to be because my info jived. I know that they had several states for a while that you couldn't use Strike, and possibly still. But Strike is a fantastic option, along with Fold, and Strike's moved into the here's my Strike link. If you're looking to check out Strike, I appreciate it if you use that. We'll both earn a little Bitcoin. I think they might have changed that to some gift card or whatever, but anyway, link. If you use it, you use it. If you don't, you don't. It isn't in the video description if you or the audio description. If you want to use Strike, let me know and I can get that to you. But they have added on gift card purchasing, just like gift card purchasing, just like Fold. And they also have a Lightning wallet embedded into the wallet, or into the app, so you can basically send or receive Bitcoin Lightning or on-chain Bitcoin. And if you're a beginner, you're probably gonna be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" But it's interchangeable in the app, and once you learn about it a little bit, once you talk about it and understand what's going on with Bitcoin Lightning and on-chain Bitcoin, it'll make a lot of sense why it's such a big deal. But basically, you have a Lightning address and you have an on-chain address, and you can send to either in or out seamlessly. Once the funds are in the Strike app, it's available for either method of sending or receiving. I think that's phenomenal. That works really well. I'm still sorting out different Lightning address options, Lightning wallet options. A lot of the wallets are going away because of some regulations in the United States. So that's on hold right now. But if you need a way to accept Bitcoin Lightning, Strike is a simple way to get that set up. Mike's Homestead says no issues on Strike for you. I didn't have any issues. I signed up and boom, 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 it was done. It was quick and it was easy. I don't even know if you necessarily have to hook up a bank account to Strike, but Strike also offers the linking a bank account, getting your direct deposit, part of it, all of it, whatever you want sent there. You can use it as cash, a cash balance, a Bitcoin balance, or a Bitcoin Lightning balance. So it's a very multifunctional app to have. And having multiple of these apps is not an issue. You could have Strike and Fold and Cash App on your phone. Cash App's another one that people are very familiar with that you can buy Bitcoin in. I wouldn't hold it in any of these. That's a whole nother show, but I wouldn't hold my any significant amounts of Bitcoin in any of these places. You're going to want to get a software wallet at a minimum, basically an app on your phone or your computer that you generate an address and you get that seed phrase that I talked about earlier. That seed phrase that it's your password, it's your login credentials, it's everything. Don't share it with anybody. Don't take a screenshot of it on your phone. Don't type it into a message and send it to yourself. Take a fucking piece of paper and a pen and write it down. Put it in a secure place. Maybe buy some stamp seed. Maybe buy a stamp seed. Maybe buy a fireproof bag. Put it in a gun safe. Whatever you do, that is the be all and end all of how you get your Bitcoin. When your wallet crashes, when your phone breaks, when your computer dies, when anything goes sideways, you can always use your recovery phrase. You can always use your seed phrase. And if you actually store your private key, which is a long string of characters and numbers and letters and whatnot, and the seed phrase is basically a mnemonic way to remember that. It's the same information, just presented in a different form. You can take that and get your stuff back. It's also the mechanism by which you can literally walk to another country. You could walk into Mexico. You could fly to France. You could go land in Russia and open a wallet, put your seed phrase in, as long as you can remember those 12 words and have your wealth. You don't have to carry it anywhere. You don't have to set up international banking. You don't have to do anything. You just get on a plane with your 12 words and you got it. John Palmer says, Strike is what I use for direct Bitcoin, for direct to Bitcoin, direct deposit, then transfer to Exodus after it hits a certain amount. Exactly. And then the other option beyond, Hunter says, if you want to make sure your seed phrase is correct, just send it to him and he'll check your balance for you. So software wallet, think of that as your bank account. I guess it would be bank account, debit card, shit like that. Would be a software wallet, and then your safety deposit box would be a hardware wallet down in the video description. I have one that I recommend. It's super affordable, guys. It's secure. It does the job. It's easy to use. I got videos on how to set it up, how to use it, and everything. That's the Blockstream Jade. That's a hardware wallet. What that is basically it's a software wallet with an extra key. It's a software wallet that you need. I don't even have mine sitting here. You need the little device. There's no picture of it on here. It's in this box, a brand new one. You need the device to basically sign off on the transaction. And you can set it up to even to where you need the device to see the balance in that account, in that on that address. This is not technical by any means. There's a lot more to it than this, and I'd be happy to walk you through it, hold your hand, and help you get started. You can email me, info@thelotsproject.com. You can find me all sorts of social media places. Just send a message and be like, hey, I want to learn about Bitcoin. We'll jump on a free call and we'll determine where you want to get, what your skill level is now, what you know now, where you want to get to, and we'll determine if it's if I can help you. I am not by any means even close to the smartest Bitcoin person that I know. I thank God, because I can learn from others and move along. But I do know more than people that are starting out. I do know more than a novice for sure. I've been around it enough just by osmosis that I've learned more, but I've also looked into it and learned and figured out how to teach a lot of this stuff. So if you want to get started, if you know somebody that wants to get started, send them my way. They can pop into the Telegram group, t.me/lotschat. They can email me. They can comment on a video or get a hold of me anyhow, and we'll hook up. And I don't think it's up on the website anymore. I think I ended up taking it down. I'll have to take a look, but I should get a little sign up there again. Hunter makes caveman sound. Oh, Bitcoin good. John Palmer says my seed phrase is, you ready, guys? Write this down. I'll go slow so you can get it in the right order. Eat nuts. Fuck yourself, asshole. Bend over, take it hard. Oh wait, I ended up putting it in there. That's not 12 words. That's not 12 words. I actually saw a service where you can generate a Bitcoin address and choose your own seed phrase. That sounds dangerous. Hunter says, who has the seed phrase that has a cuss word in it? I don't think there are any. There is a finite list of seed phrase words to choose from. I can't remember what the number is. I feel like it was in the 1,000, 1,100-ish range. could be way off on that number, but that kind of popped into my head when I was thinking about it here. But basically, there's a finite number of seed word phrases or seed word seed phrase words that are possibilities. And actually, it once you get into it a little bit more, you realize that it's only the first three letters that matter of the words. Just so you know. So like when you get a stamp seed or when you get some of the other hard recording devices for seed phrases, basically what a stamp seed is a titanium plate that you stamp your seed phrases into. There's plenty of other methods for that. There's DIY systems. There's all sorts of different seed phrase storage devices, and they're all worth taking a look at for sure. It's kind of important. If you start accumulating wealth in Bitcoin, you're not going to want it to go anywhere. And like I said, that's your only recovery. When shit goes sideways, that's the only way you're going to get your Bitcoin. That's the only way you're going to be able to access it. This is you are your backup. Personal responsibility. John Palmer says he used the dog tag method. When the beautiful thing about Bitcoin, but the scary thing for people that have been coddled in society now, and we have gotten to a point where personal responsibility is probably at an all-time low. Bitcoin is personal responsibility. There's no one that's going to fix it for you. There's no customer support. There's no help. I mean, there's plenty of help, but there's no whoops, I forgot my password recovery. There's none of that. And that's what makes it beautiful. It's scary. It can be, but learn what you're doing. Do it with small amounts. Understand what you're actually doing instead of just following instructions and doing it. And, oh, I know what I'm doing. Like, actually understand what you're doing, because you could end up with a significant amount of wealth and you don't want to be caught with your pants down. You're responsible for securing it. You're responsible for making sure you have your backups. You're responsible for troubleshooting issues. So learn and figure it out and be comfortable with it and then move forward. Pip says, so when does someone put all the seed phrase words into an AI to steal sats? I don't know. So I've always had a question in the back of my head. What is to stop someone from randomly generating, not even guessing? We'll even skip the nefarious part of it. What are the odds that someone opens up a new wallet and generates a new address, like people do hundreds of thousands of times a day, or it's free to do, generates a new Bitcoin address and it's the same as mine, and they generate it, they open up their wallet and they're like, holy shit, that guy doesn't have very much Bitcoin. But anyway, what are the odds? And I saw somewhere that there's more Bitcoin addresses, what is it, than grains of sand in all the beaches on the planet Earth. I don't know. Ask it, Hunter. Can you ask? Are you in a place where you can actually ask? Oh, you don't have ChatGPT. Hunter says ask ChatGPT how long it takes for I can't copy and paste the goddamn thing, and I'm not typing that out. How long it take for to brute force any Bitcoin address? It's a long time, but I wouldn't see, this is where you're going to end up getting into higher security. You're going to end up getting into a multi-sig wallet where you need, so even if someone happens to upon your Bitcoin address, they can't move anything. Hardware wallet is a perfect example. Multi-sig hardware wallet. Multi-sig, Hunter says, is the way. Multi-sig, what that means is you need 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different keys to access or send any of the funds in that address. John Palmer says Jack's show yesterday was him interviewing ChatGPT. I thought Nicole was on his show yesterday. Wasn't Nicole on his show yesterday talking about backyard sheep? I don't know. Guys, literally, I haven't listened to a podcast in like over a year. I listened to one. I listened to one episode of. I think it was Jack's, actually. For some reason, I don't know. I stopped listening to podcasts. I should probably start. Actually, I have a list of a couple that I want to get into. How did it go with the interviewing ChatGPT? I'm guessing it was interesting. I don't know. Maybe I'll go back and listen. Was it any good? Should I waste my time to go listen to it? Was it decent? I had a great chat with somebody about AI post-interview recording for Director Detour. He's a Web3 guy, and we got chatting about Web3 and Nostr and AI and all sorts of interesting things. So I'm excited for his episode to come out. It'll be past the first of the year. I've mentioned it already on this show, but Eric, he's a good follow. If you follow Eric McHuff around on the socials and everything, he is. Have you ever heard of ShopX? If you've heard of ShopX, he's the guy. He's the guy. Mike Homestead says it's effectively impossible to brute force a Bitcoin address using ChatGPT. John Palmer says I would enjoy it. Might learn something to use for your content creation. Cool. I've been diving into it a little bit more with workflows and things for the new podcast, since it's pretty off. It's all the same. The interviews change, the names change. The names change, the people stay the same, or whatever that fucking phrase is. Anyway, guys, like I said, if you have Bitcoin questions, if you have people that want to get started, I will be. Hunter says, when am I going to interview Joe Rogan? I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to interview Joe Rogan. I'm sour on Joe Rogan from how horrible he was on the Man Show. I understand. I understand Joe Rogan is the most popular podcast host in the fucking universe. I understand he's more famous than I could ever even fathom being. I just he turned me off with the Man Show. That's how long ago I was just like, this guy. Haas, have a great day to you. Enjoy it. Make it fantastic. Like I said, if you guys got people asking you about Bitcoin and you don't want to deal with them, you want to pass them off to me. I can help them. I will walk them through it. I can tiptoe them through it. I can expose them to it. I won't expose myself to them, so you don't have to worry about that. And just give them a little bit of advice. So if you don't want to deal with it, send them on to me. We'll get together, and like I said, we'll find out if at first is where they're at, where they want to get to, and if I can help them, and we'll move forward from there. So anyway, guys, have a great day. I'm gonna wrap it up here and move on. Hopefully we see 100K today. 100K today. Let's make it happen, guys. Go out there and do all the good juju and all you got to do to bump that to 100K. And once it hits that, look out. It might dip back below. It might drop down. It might hit resistance at 100K. We might not get over it, but once we do, look out. It's a magic number. It is a big round number and a huge milestone for the value of Bitcoin. So watch out. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not, but I'm hoping I'm right. Anyway, guys, have a great day. Tomorrow's Friday. Maybe I can scrap up some conspiracy theories to bullshit about for a while in the morning. If you got any, you can always email them to me at morning show at thelotsproject.com. You can catch me on Telegram, all the socials, whatever. Find them, send them to me, and I will go dig up some. I will go also be digging some up. Hope you have a fantastic day, guys. Make it great, and we will talk to you again in the morning.